And we are back.
Right.
Thanks for coming out, folks, for another showing. Hope you've managed to find your butts and plant them firmly in your chairs for this showing. By the way, there aren't going to be any trailers. We're just going to get right into this shit.
Yeah.
So, last time we were talking about Christmas stuff, right?
Yes.
Well, it's a new year. Happy fucking New Year. It's 2023. What do you fucking do?
And we are finally talking about Avatar.
Mm-hmm. We're actually going to talk about two movies. Ones that came out last year, actually.
Yes.
Last year.
Yeah. Avatar: The Way of Water and Knives Out, Glass Onion.
Or just call it Glass Onion.
Yeah, I know Ryan Johnson was actually upset that the Knives Out logo was underneath the Glass Onion title.
Well, people are going to say, it's Glass Onion.
Yeah.
And they're not going to be stupid. They're gonna get that, hey, it's a sequel to Knives Out. And what did we think of this one, Glass Onion?
It was okay.
I'm not a fan. Not a fan. It stunk, in my opinion. Like, it could have been better. So the basic premise is there's a murder mystery that's happening at a tech billionaire's private Greek island. And somebody is going to kill this guy tonight. That murder mystery gets solved in the matter of 5, no, not even 5, like 30 seconds. No, a minute. A minute. And it was one of the funniest sequences in the movie that I genuinely was laughing. I was having a great time with. Because this takes place during the height of COVID in 2020. And Daniel Craig is back as Benoit Blanc, and he's good. He's really good in this. Like, he is having fun with this, and it's a shame that he's having so much fun with this in such a crappy product. So, there's like all these people. We find out that, hey, someone is trying to kill this tech billionaire. And the obvious suspect is the scorned ex-partner for the tech firm, for the tech startup. Come to find out that in the middle of this movie, where after she gets shot, that this girl's already dead. It's her identical twin sister. This movie's been out long enough. People should, we're not spoiling anything. We're not. So, after all is said and done, you find out, hey, she's actually an identical twin sister who was a teacher out in Alabama. And she gets a lot more bolder the more she drinks. And let's see, Daniel Craig receives this invite from this ex-partner's sister. And the ex-partner was killed. So the sister reaches out to Benoit Blanc, is like, help me find out who killed my sister. And like, it was easy. It was easy and obvious to figure it out. It was the tech billionaire that did the killing. Poison.
Yeah. And let's see. My issue was that it felt like they spent too much time trying to explain the mystery rather than solve it.
I would agree with that. One of the great things about Hollywood is, and with any lesson in show business is, or any presentation that you're doing, it's show, don't tell, show. And that's what made Knives Out so fun.
Yeah.
They showed the mystery getting solved. They showed Benoit solving this thing, going through it like, oh, here's this, that, and the other, and putting 2 and 2 together. And instead, with this one, they decided they're not going to show us, they're going to tell us. And let me tell you, that makes for boring television, boring movies, boring anything. Good example of really good writing. As you know, I like reading this story called Berserk. This is a dark story. And they don't tell us everything that's going on. Sometimes they do have to tell us on how magic works, this, that, and the other. That's the inner fine workings. Okay, I'm not going to get that. But they're not going to explain to me how the main character Guts is able to decapitate a demon with a giant sword by talking about the laws of physics and motion. All I need to see is that sword cleaving a demon in two, and I'm like, oh, he killed that SOB. That's it.
And I really wish that Ryan Johnson would stop making the killer so freaking obvious.
Yes, that was one of the things that drove me nuts about the first Knives Out, is that I was able to pick up, just from attitude alone, whoever's the smarmy jackass that's just so high and mighty and full of themselves, they're the killer. They're the killer, like 10 times out of 10. And so from the trailer, I was able to deduce it's Chris Evans. And when Ryan Johnson found out, people found out what were watching the trailer, because that's the only way you can get butts in chairs and word out about these movies, is if they watch the trailer to figure out who it is, and they figure out who it is, then it's like, well, that's not right. It's like, well, stop giving us a product where you tell us who the killer is.
Yeah.
It's don't make it so easy for us.
I remember Ryan Johnson actually saying to people don't watch the final trailer.
Which is dumb. How else are people supposed to know that your product is out if you're telling them don't watch the final or any trailer?
Yeah.
For that matter. It's like, do you really want your movie to fail, or do you just not care? With this one, I didn't even have to watch the trailer. As soon as I watched it, I saw, when I saw Edward Norton, who plays the bad guy, really well. When I saw him take that guitar and just throw it to the side with such a cavalier attitude, considering that it was John Lennon's guitar that he used to write the song Blackbird, one of my favorite Beatles songs to play and enjoy listening to. As soon as he threw that away, I'm like, you're it. Yeah. You're it.
Yeah, not to mention, this movie goes so off the rails towards the end.
It does. I remember even seeing the heroine, the sister, start to smash and destroy everything, and Edward Norton just stands there looking on at nothing. I'm like, who's the hero here?
Yeah.
Because I'm like, when did we start rewarding displaying, something that was the equivalent of a temper tantrum?
Yeah. Also, that flashback sequence where Benoit is meeting
With the sister.
Yes, went on for way too long.
Oh, it was almost like, oh, here's what went on in between. It's like, how about instead of that, you start off where Benoit receives the invitation. Mm-hmm. The sister says, my sister is dead. Help me figure this out. And then we see the motley crew. We see the bad guys. So, bad guys, but the extraneous ancillary characters that are not needed.
Yeah, because this flashback took up a majority of the movie.
It did. I was so bored, I left the room 2-3 times.
Yeah.
A couple of those times was just to go pee. And even after I came back, I didn't miss anything. Did you miss anything?
No.
Exactly. So Ryan, I know you're never going to see this, but you could have cut out at least, what do you say, 20, 30 minutes of that crap?
Yeah.
20, 30 minutes. Let's make it 30 just to be fair. I love murder mysteries. I enjoy a murder mystery because it gets the brain tingling and thinking. There's nothing I love more than a puzzle. And this one is basically just turn this side of the Rubik's Cube and it's done. Where's the challenge? Where's the fun?
Yeah. It's such a big disappointment.
It was not a good movie, in my opinion. Now, other people may say, and a lot of people on Rotten Tomatoes said, oh, it's really good. There were even some people that said this is the movie of 2022. No, absolutely not. Critics may say it's the movie of 2022. I can tell you this. It was bad. Just bad. with a few standout roles. I will say this:
Yeah.
Daniel Craig as Benoit Blanc, always a standout, always great in this one. Batista, he was fun. He was fun. I mean, he was like playing a giant red-pilled idiot, saying like, "Oh, men need to take their independence and testosterone back." It's like, okay, how? Well, I'm just writing this thing. It's like, you're a fraud. But he was having a little fun with it. Let's see. Edward Norton looked like he had some fun with this one, but he kind of phoned it in at points. And most people ask me, well, how can you tell? It's when they got that glazed look in their eyes and they're just reading. Like, they just were like, like, dude.
Yeah. Now, okay, I recently played a phone game that is very similar to this, actually.
Really?
It's called Murder by Choice. It's an app, and basically the story is that you have a group of people who are invited to this island for this big presentation by this billionaire person.
Okay.
But the character that you play as, she's a journalist, and she doesn't know why she was invited to this island. Yeah. And essentially, your choices affect how the story plays out. Pretty much. And there are in this game there are at least 3 murders that happen. Yes. I was way more invested in this game than I was for the entirety of this movie.
When you got a game that's doing it better than the movie, you got a problem. That is just
Even though, to be fair, even when playing this game, I knew who the killer was almost immediately. So,
yeah, but you still had more fun with that game as opposed to the movie.
Yes.
Which tells me, Rian Johnson, you were putting in a subpar product. How much money did Netflix pay him? $450 million to write a trilogy of these movies?
Yeah.
First one was great. I will admit that.
I just hope the third one is better.
Second one stunk. And yes, I'm hoping the third one is way better. But enough about that. We shouldn't talk about this. Let's talk about one that's actually better.
Yeah.
James Cameron's Avatar, The Way of Water. This movie famously was spotted by James Cameron to say, I need $2 billion to break even. Which tells me he needs $3 billion to make a profit.
And it looks like it's actually going to make that.
It beat out Avengers?
Yeah.
Holy crap. Well, then again, they had to re-release Avatar, didn't they?
Yeah.
So just so that people could get caught up, because the Avatar was released in 2009?
2009.
Yeah. And this new movie is
almost 13 years
13
old.
years later. 14 years later, folks.
Yeah.
That is a dozen years and some change. So, I haven't seen it. I'm told it's pretty good.
Yeah.
I've been told the basic premise of the plot. But I'm not going to talk about that. You're going to.
Okay,
So why don't we start off with, what's the story here?
Okay, so the story pretty much is that Stephen Lang's character is back.
Okay. Wait. Stephen Lang. The bad guy?
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah. And he's now in an avatar's body. Like a Navi's body. So
Shoot.
of course, he's looking for revenge on Jake. Jake Sully, the main character of this movie.
Yeah.
Um, so, Jake, who is now married to Nateri with kids, like he has kids now.
And isn't there like a human or something?
Yes, there is a one, well, technically two adopted kids. Since we also we find out early on in the movie that when that Grace was pregnant when she died. Grace Augustine, the scientist, Sigourney Weaver.
Oh, Sigourney. I was about to say Grace. Like, you mean the scientist?
Yeah.
Sigourney Weaver?
Yeah,
She was pregnant.
yeah.
Woohoo!
And
You know what? Don't tell me.
okay,
Or try not to tell me as best you can.
okay,
If it's not relevant to the story.
because they don't reveal who the father is. So
Okay, then I'm okay.
Yeah. But her kid's name is Carrie, and she gets taken in by Jake and Nateri. Carrie is also played by Sigourney Weaver, by the way. So
Did they DH her or something like that?
yeah, you got Sigourney Weaver playing like a 14-year-old kid.
How the heck does that work? Wait a minute. Our technology.
Yeah.
Duh.
Well, okay. So basically, what happened was, did you ever see? We saw the first movie. Right?
We
Yeah.
totally saw the first one. Especially because it came out when 3D was a big boom.
Mm-hmm.
And it looked amazing.
Yeah.
Like, visually, it was like a spectacle.
So at the end of the first movie, Grace gets shot, and they try to transfer transfer her into her avatar body, but they fail, and she dies. And so it's believed that Curie was born of Grace's avatar body, not her human form.
Interesting.
Yeah. There are theories as to who the father might be. And
Like what? Like who?
like I know they're in the movie they poke fun at the fact that it might be that
It might be the bad guy's kid?
no that that Norm is the father.
Norm?
Yeah, the medic person.
Okay, because I've been recently watching Cheers, so whenever I hear Norm, I'm like, oh, Norm, George Wendt.
Yeah. No.
How's life treating you, Norm? Oh, it's a dog-eat-dog world, and apparently I'm wearing milk bone underpants. Keep in mind, I'm paraphrasing from Cheers here. I'm not taking a direct quote.
So, but the main theory is that Carrie was born from Awa. So
Now, is Awa the god?
the god.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
It's been a while, folks, so I'm like, let me just make sure I'm trying to catch up on this.
They also have another adopted kid named Spider, who is the son of the villain of the first movie.
Yeah, Stephen Lang.
Yeah. They never explain who this kid's mother is. So
Here comes the dog.
And they also have two other sons. I
Let
forgot.
it get a little warmer.
Come here.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was just me being paranoid.
One other thing to note about Kiri is that like her entire character like is a complete mystery. Yes. She has these developing abilities that we don't know anything about. And of course, there's like the whole matter of her conception. Yeah. So
Okay, so Jake now has a family with a whole bunch of kids.
yes.
Bad guy's back.
Yes, and when Jake finds out about this, he decides to leave his tribe because he's now living as part of the Na'vi.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because at the end of the first movie, he said, "Well, I guess I better get going to my birthday."
Yeah. So he and his family leave, and they go to this like water tribe.
What a try.
Yeah.
Avatar. Last Airbender. Which you still need to watch.
I know.
You pathetic fool. Seriously. That show's been out for how long? I loaned those DVDs to you how long ago? You still ain't done it. But anyways, so Jake takes his family. They go to the Wada tribe.
Yes. And from there, they have to learn all about like
The tribe and its customs.
Yeah, their ways.
Yeah.
Um,
And I imagine there's like a B story within this part or something like that.
yes. There are multiple storylines in this.
Oh, lordy.
Yeah.
Cameron had a little too much time and fun on his hands.
Because near the beginning of the movie, Spider gets taken by the Sky People.
Sky Tribe?
It's what they call the
the military.
yeah.
Okay.
This is what bothered me about this movie. For the entire movie, Jake is preaching about the importance of family and sticking together, and yet never once, after Spider gets taken, never once do they ever
Tried to go get him?
right. They never once go after him.
What the heck?
And okay, and I would believe that they didn't have the resources to go after him, which okay, fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
The issue is not once do Jake or Neytiri ever bring up
Spider being captured.
yes, it's never brought up. Which
Bothers you, clearly.
it bothered me because it really made me believe that Jake and Neytiri never really cared about Spider to begin with.
Ooh.
And I got the feeling that even Spider knew that Jake and Neytiri never cared about him.
Well, that's a shame.
Yes.
I'm talking about a family unit. It's like, dude, one of your kids just got kidnapped. Aren't you gonna try to find some way to mount an assault?
Yeah. Because after I don't want to get into like too much spoilers. Because after, and not to mention after they go to this other tribe, it's like, well, now you're putting this other tribe in danger.
Mm-hmm.
Quit licking me. You know what? You're going down. Look at my friggin' pants.
So they go to this other tribe. They put it in danger. No.
Because of something
I got her.
that is, oh God.
Something that the Sky people did or something.
Well, eventually, see, I can't really say too much without spoiling. That's about all I can say without spoiling.
Okay,
honestly.
gotcha.
So,
So but it's a good movie. It sounds like it. It sounds a little complicated. Sounds a little bit complex, but it sounds like it's a good movie.
yes. The one thing I will say is that the
What? Go ahead.
the visuals were amazing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Visually, this looks like a spectacle.
Yeah.
I
Uh,
got it covered so you can't lick me.
oh, I also forgot to mention that
The water looks like water.
yeah.
Looks like real pretty water.
Aside from Kiri, Jacob Natiri also had another daughter too. So
How many kids these guys got? It's like, oh yeah, we'll just have like 7 kids.
okay, well, 3 of the kids were birthed and 2 were adopted.
So they got 5 kids.
Yeah.
5 kids. That's a lot of kids. That is a lot of kids. I will say that,
Yeah.
sir. Sounds like a whole bunch. I'm like, I mean, I'll be honest. I am getting to the point where I'm starting to think about having kids, and I'm like, 2. 2's enough. But I can't imagine 5. Holy crap. So the story sounds like it's kind of interesting, but then I imagine the Sky people are all back, so.
Yeah. And we are getting a 3rd movie.
Yeah, that doesn't come out for another. Whoa!
Oh, God.
That's not coming out for what? Another 2, 3 years? No, wait. 7. Gonna take half as long as previous. There we go.
Yeah. I need to plug the sleeve back in.
Yep. So, what would you think? Do you think you would rate this as a movie that you should see?
Yeah. See it for the experience.
Yeah.
Um,
Because I know when Avatar came out on DVD, after its theatrical run, my parents went to see it. Well, they rented it, and they said, "What the heck's so special about this?" And I was mad because they were watching it at home, and it's like, there's no point in watching it because the point of it is to go to the theater to watch it in 3D with all its glory. Instead, you're like, well, I don't see what's so special about it. It's like you take away all the sheen and the part of it that makes it interesting. Yeah, there's nothing there.
So, the best way I could rate this would be 10 in visuals and a 7 in story.
Yeah, that's about what I've heard everybody saying. Like visually,
Yeah.
this thing is a 10. It's off the charts. It's amazing. But in terms of story, it's like it's 7, 7.5, maybe 8.
Yeah. Also, can James Cameron please put some clothes on these creatures?
Well, apparently they're supposed to be like the Native Americans, but even like from even then the Native Americans were like, "Listen, we wear clothes.
Yeah.
Well, you don't. You tell me you don't just wear just pants. It's like, are you crazy? Even out here in the cold in the desert, it gets cold.
Yeah.
We put on shirts, jackass."
Like, I'm getting kind of uncomfortable watching, like, these
Alien blue people with
run-
their nips showing.
running around naked. Like,
I swear to God, if you tell me this, they got a third leg, I'm gonna slap you. Oh, goodness gracious me.
that's why I call this the movie about the naked blue cat people. Like,
Well, let's be honest, it was better than Cats.
yeah.
Which, that movie somehow got Dame Judi Dench to do the one thing she's always wanted, act like a cat and lick herself on screen. Apparently that was on her bucket list.
Really?
Yeah. Which I'm like, no, I'm good. Well, let's see. I was supposed to go see it last week, actually. But I didn't because I was like, I got kind of busy. So I think maybe I'll go after work tomorrow.
Okay.
Just so I can see this thing. Because it sounds like it's a lot of fun. And I do like Stephen Lang. Stephen Lang's really
Yeah.
good. Like, isn't he was Sandman, wasn't he? From
No,
Spider-
that was
that was somebody else.
Thomas Hayden Church.
Thomas Hayden Church, that's right. Oh wait,
Yeah.
Stephen Lang and Thomas Hayden Church were in a movie together at one point.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they were. Tombstone. That's how I know Stephen Lang. Stephen Lang was Ike. He was Ike, a big old coward in the Cowboys.
And a lot of people, I know a lot of people are like, "Oh, this is like Pocahontas in space."
I can see that.
I watched the first movie. I'm like, this isn't Pocahontas. This is Atlantis.
Yeah, it's also supposed to be like social commentary or something like that on, our planet as well as, the Native Americans, the people that were first here in this land.
Oh, also, another thing about Way of Water. There's a commentary on whale poaching. And they are not subtle about it, like, at all.
Oh, I imagine. They make the sky people the whale poachers, don't
Yes.
they? Yeah, it's nothing new. It's nothing.
Well, okay.
Well, I tried to pull her. She's like, no. Sorry. It's so cute when she does that. Yeah, puppy. So they make it obvious. I was just petting you, Miss. I want attention. Come here. Get close to me if you want the attention alone. All right. So they make it obvious with the whale poaching, huh?
Yes. Extremely obvious.
Oh my God. Well, to be fair, whale poaching is not good. But I will say this about him. James Cameron is very much cares about our oceans, which is just like Ted Danson. Ted Danson is very big on ocean conservation.
Yeah, and you want to know what the third movie is going to focus on?
Fire.
Yeah, they're going to introduce a fire tribe.
I swear to God, if there's going to be 5 of these things, first one, Avatar. Avatar 2, Water Tribe. Avatar 3, Book of Fire and How to Set People Alight.
And then
Avatar 4.
I guess in the fourth movie we're going to Earth. Like,
I thought, the fourth movie we talked about, Earth. Yeah,
Okay,
probably going to Earth or something like that.
yeah.
And then the fifth one, air. I'm like, dude, how obvious do you want this to be? Like I know like there are some black people that I follow on YouTube. And one of them said, I'm not gonna go see this movie. Not because he hates James Cameron or anything, but simply because when he saw the title, he was thinking, oh shoot, this is gonna be like Avatar Last Airbender. It's like, no, it's not Last Airbender. In a month, you were showing me giant blue people. Which I'm like, yeah, that's he's not wrong. He's not wrong. But anyway, so Avatar: Way of Water is worth seeing, huh?
Yes.
Okay, then I should make a point to go on a cheap matinee night.
Yeah.
Which that's the thing for anyone that watches. Hey, we got somebody that's watching us. Hey, glad you could. Yeah, right there. See, there's a one.
Oh, okay.
Hey, glad you could come by. Don't know who you are. Let's see if there's anything. No, they're just here to watch. Well, thanks for stopping by. We're talking about Way of Water. Previously, we were talking about Glass Onion. And you know what? Yeah, I think I should go see this. And that's the thing about being an adult. And in this day and age, it's finding deals that you can.
Yeah.
I mean, for God's sakes, I found what is it? I found this cajon. It's a drum. It's a wooden box drum. I'm trying to get it so that it's like, yeah, it's $100, but it's like, hey, can I get it for like 20% off? $20 would certainly go a long way. But I'm getting off track. So, Way of Water, they bring back the bad guy.
Mm-hmm.
Jake has a family. Jake takes his family all the way to the Water Tribe so that they are not in danger.
Yeah.
But the Water Tribe is put in danger because of Jake.
Yeah.
How else are they going to get the plot moving forward? But there's a big theme that apparently about, family and sticking together. Despite the fact that they abandoned one of their adopted children.
Which makes that message feel so hypocritical.
And surface level. Like, dude. I don't know. This is coming from a guy that has not seen the movie and a guy that has it. And the only reason we're talking about this is because you brought it up. And it's like, yeah, if you're a family, you're supposed to stick together. Now, the whole time, were they trying to mount like a rescue operation or anything like that?
No. Never.
Nothing. That's annoying.
Yeah.
That is highly, highly annoying. But still, despite all that, you didn't get much more beyond that because you didn't want to spoil it or anything.
Right.
Which I'm like, I appreciate that. I appreciate that quite a bit. So, but at the end of the day, bad guys lose, good guys win, and they all live happily ever after, and Jake has another 3 by the end of the movie. Another 3 kids, apparently, right?
No.
Nuts. So close. So close. Well, let's see. What else is there? Well, we talked about it, and now we just need to talk about what else is out there. There's The Whale. Megan just dropped.
Yeah. Which neither of us have seen.
Neither of us have seen either of those.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, Whale is no longer in the theaters. Yeah, even the dog's upset about that. Can you believe it? Yeah, Bella, I'm mad about that too. But The Whale is supposed to be, the comeback role for Brendan Fraser in movies. And people think Brendan Fraser was wearing a fat suit for that movie.
Really?
He wasn't. Yeah, he got that big for the role. I'm like, dude, props to you. Yeah, Pup, come here if you want attention. Come here. Come here, Pup. Obviously, she. There it is. There it is. So, the whale, was that you?
Yeah.
Okay. The Whale is about a guy that wants to reconnect with his daughter while he plans to eat himself to death. Which I don't know what else to make beyond that, but that apparently that's the plot where father is trying to reconnect with his daughter that he hasn't seen in years while he's trying to, kill himself by eating himself to death. I don't know how that works. I'm not sure. But that's apparently the plot. Oh, and they went away. That's a shame. That's a crying shame. We would have liked to have another person here. But anyways, so that's it. Megan is supposed to be like an artificial android or something like that, gone rogue. Like she takes her role as protector highly seriously or something like that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that basically looks like, Skynet trying to come into existence to me. Megan being like, I am the Terminator. No, I am the Terminator. Prepare to die. Hi, shitheads. I'm like, goddamn. Like, she makes Chucky look like, a wimp. And this comes from a guy that enjoys the movie Chucky. All right. But I think next time we'll talk about Megan, because there's no chance of us talking about Whale. It's already gone. But who knows? If it gets Oscars, it'll be re-released. Dog, get over here. Come here. Come here. Yes. Look closer so I can reach you. So we'll talk about Megan next time. I'm going to have to try to go see Avatar: Way of Water. Hell, I might have to try for a double feature. Because how long was Way of Water?
3 hours and 10 minutes.
3 hours.
Yes.
Okay, so I get there to the theater by 4:00. You're telling me that I'm gonna miss dinner? It is good. By the time I get out of there, it's gonna be 7:30.
Yep.
Holy sh! Yeah, there is no way I am seeing 2 movies back to back. Now I wouldn't mind. Now, would it be possible that if I went to the theater and said, "Can I get a ticket for the show Megan tomorrow, like not Tuesday but Wednesday?" Would I get it for the cheap price?
I don't know.
Probably not. I figured I'd ask, and if I got like a I don't know or a no, it's like, well, anything but a yes. Then I'm like, well, I'm SOL.
Yeah.
Belle, what do you have in your mouth?
I've heard Babylon is just like awful.
Yeah, my mom wants to go see that. Belle, what do you have? You have something in your mouth. Let it go. Let go. She's got something in her mouth. It's a piece of paper or something like that. Yeah, for those of you that were hearing me, let it go. I'm trying to get a piece of paper out of the dog's mouth. So Babylon doesn't look like it's good.
No.
Well, that's a shame. But anyways, next time we'll talk about Megan.
Yeah.
So, I think that's it. I think that's all we got time for. All right. Well, thanks for stopping by. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. So, don't be sure to like, comment, subscribe to the channel, and we will catch y'all next time. All
right. Join the Discord.
Join the Discord. It should be right in our chat.
Yes.
Well, our comment section.
Yeah.
All right. Talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.